impact in the dojo leagues, as far as I know. That child is a very irritating hero to play against, especially in mid lane. Mid lane, he can really harass the enemy pos 2 and force them to return without any farm. I actually had that the other day playing against a TA mid, going with a Bat Rider, really forced out a lane. So that's a pretty solid ban. On the side of Dopamine Gaming, we have got the Ogre, Magi ban, the Medusa, and now the Ember Spirit. Well, Ogre's a solid pos 5 and a pos 4, I agree. I've seen him being played as a mid, thank you Rizball. And yeah, it's a very strong hero, but still the best as a support. The Ember Spirit and Medusa, those are hard carries. And on the side of Nazguls, I see the Monkey King has been banned out as well. So they're banning out the pos 2s, which is strange. Monkey can be played as a mid. I know in about, I think it was the TI8 or TI9, just yeah, it was a while after MK was released. He was played as a support, and that really messed up the enemy team. The amount of vision this hero can supply to the team is immense. Now we've got another ban on. So that is a big team fight ulti. They're just going down, and at the moment I don't see. I just can't see what these teams are going for. I don't know what lineups. Ooh. Okay, so the Snapfire. Well, basically that could be a Snapfire anything. Clockwork, okay, that could be a solid pos 3 or 4. Might be just switching it up a bit, you know, rather picking up the pos 1 first or second. Yeah, I don't know. But these teams definitely know what they're doing. I'm just a caster, so back to Nazgul, the Snapfire, that could be anything. That could be your pos 3, that could be your pos 4, that could be your pos 1 through 5. It really doesn't matter. This is a hero that hasn't been out for too long. I think that was one of the newest heroes, yeah, Snapfire and the Void Spirit. But Snapfire is insanely strong. As soon as she picks up that level 20 talent that adjusts her third ability to take her right click damage and not the fixed base damage, that starts wrecking through teams. I've seen the Snapfire pick up a Daedalus and a Desolator and just run through an entire team, 4 people down with 1 ability. That's insane. So played right, this hero is extremely strong, but also that hero is meant to be a support. Now the Weaver coming out, the Weaver could also be either a pos 1 or a pos 2. As far as I know, I've seen some people play the Weaver as a 3 going into the Suicide Solo offlane. So the hero has Sakuchi to get out and initiate, but not very tanky. That's quite a squishy hero. So focusing that Lincoln Sphere first would be ideal, especially now that Dopamine has picked up the Bloodseeker. Now Bloodseeker, as you guys know, has been changed a hell of a lot in the past couple of years. Well, not even past couple of years, past couple of months. The Q's being changed, the passive thirst has been changed, and obviously the Rupture that was changed, that now it couldn't kill you and now it can kill you again. That's so many changes. So if you keep up with all your Dota updates, you'll be fine. If you don't, you might just fail with this hero. Also another hero that could be played as a mid, as an offlaner, as a safe laner, but I think this might be their pos 3. For a Bloodseeker, I think it's a bit redundant, as the hero needs quite a bit of farm to really come online. I know some people go for the Veil of Discord, which does amp that silence, and that is a hell of a lot of silence on the Blood Rider W of the Bloodseeker, but that's not enough. The side of Nazguls, I see the Storm Spirit has been banned. Storm Spirit, that's a solid ban. That could really disrupt the backline of Dopamine Gaming, as they do have a squishy pos 5, as I guess the Grimstroke will be the pos 5. Now on Dopamine side, the final 2 bans were the Templar Assassin and the Viper. So this is interesting. They might be going for something either a bit more tanky or something with a passive that they do not want broken, seeing as though everybody knows the Viper Nether Toxin does apply a break. So for all the guys that are new to the game and just watching this, if you pick a Bristleback, just know a Viper will be picked to counter you. And the last ban for Nazguls would be a Zeus. Now the Zeus would have been I wouldn't say a nice counter, but something to provide vision over the Weaver while Shikuchi is active. So the lockdown from the Yaks and the Snapfire could be there. So the last pick for Dopamine Gaming is the Void Spirit. Yeah, so Void Spirit's a very, very, very strong hero. I have to say, I think this is their mid. I didn't think the Blood would go mid. The Void Spirit would probably be mid. It's very strong. That level 6 power spike is insane with the Astral Step and the Dissimulate. Everything just works perfectly with this hero. And with their lineup, I think it could work. They don't have big major team fight. They've got the Grimstrokes ults that can latch two people together. They've got the Jug for the pickoffs, Clock for the Initiate, and then the Bloodseeker obviously to get them silenced. Now Void Spirit would also be able to pick them off. When it comes to a major team fight, I feel they are lacking on the Initiate, as they've got no AoE stun. I don't feel, except for the silence of the Bloodseeker and the Phantom's Embrace from the Grimstroke, and then obviously the Ags upgrade on the Void Spirit, there's no major teamfight contributions. Whereas on Nazgul's side, they've got the Warlock ult, they've got the Axe Blinking Call, they've got the Snapfire ult, which is a huge ult. Weaver we've got also being able to run in from the side and, you know, just whack at those squishy heroes. Unfortunately for the Weaver, this isn't a very squishy team. Void Spirit isn't that tanky, but very evasive. Grimstroke is squishy. Glimmer Cape, and you don't have a ward, Grimstroke's fine. He can silence the Weaver, Weaver can't get out, Weaver's dead. So there is a lot of pros and cons to both lineups. I'd like to see who Nazgul pick as their mid, as this might still be a support snap. And here the last pick comes as the Death Prophet, one of my personal favorites in the mid lane. The amount of push that comes with that. So this is big team fights from Nazguls, but as we have seen in all the leagues from the Captain's Mode Dojo, is that big team fights don't always secure you the game. Just being present and making the right call when initiating on a team fight. So I have to say these are two very strong lineups, each in their own way, in their own respect. So good luck to both teams. While they are busy loading in, I just need to disconnect for just a second. I think I'm having some internet issues on my side. So just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back with interruptions, as my co-caster used to say. And I'm back. Welcome, ladies and gents. Sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties. I see some of the guys have a DC due to ping. And as per the norm, I will be doing the introductions or the interruptions, as my co-caster used to say. On the side of Dopamine Gaming, they did choose Dire, or they did get Dire. So on the Clockwork, we have Floki. On the Grimstroke, we have Uzumaki Naruto. And on the Juggernaut, we've got Jan van Diesel. On the Void Spirit, we do have Next, and Bloodseeker, we have Veteran Badger. On the side of Radiant, we have MLGC Nazguls. One of, I think, 2 or 3 teams for MLGC. These guys are really making an improvement of not only their teams, but of the org, as they did move up, as previously mentioned, from the C League to the B League. On the Snapfire, we have got the Alpha Wolf. We've got Salvation on the Axe. We have got Zergling on the Weaver. Sorry, the Dead Man on Warlock, and Cuddles on the Death Prophet. Looks like they are doing a 5-man rotation into bot. So we might just see. You think this might be a smoke play? Yeah, we do have a smoke on the Snapfire. So this will be interesting. They might see a smoke play, might see even first blood coming from this play. I know many other teams also do this smoke up before the 40-second mark, or on the 40-second mark, rotating and securing first blood and 2 bounty ruins, rather than just going into their respected lanes as normal pubs do.
It's all falling into
One thing I have to say, except for that nice ward placement, is the banners on these 2 teams are well made. I really like the banners, and these teams are really putting a lot of effort and not only playing well, but looking good as well. So much respect in that sense. We've got Bloodseeker in the bottom lane, and the smoke up did happen. They might secure the first kill. We have got the Battle Hunger, and now to assimilate onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit has been slowed down exceptionally. Body blocks coming in from the Axe, and this might be a first blood going to the Weaver. Well played on the side of Nazguls. They are securing both of these bounty ruins, whereas the side of Dire on Dopamine Gaming are securing the other 2 bounties. This was a good play, and a lot of teams, as stated, are doing this nowadays. Securing that first blood helps quite a bit in the laning phase, because that secures, as it went onto their pause 1, he did secure that early gold lead, so he could finish up perhaps his magic stick, perhaps finish up a Wraith Band. I see he does have 3 Iron Branches, and for those of you that don't know, the Iron Branches not only give you that extra 1 stat, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it does help. Used in a combination with one of the tangos to give double the time of healing. So instead of the 60 seconds, he gets 32 seconds of healing from an Ironwood Branch, and another kill going up top against the Axe. Axe falling to the tri-lane in top. The Clockwork, Jug, and Grimstroke doing their job. Looking at the respected lanes, Void Spirit versus the Death Prophet. This is, I wouldn't say favorable to either one, as both of them have secure of that range keep. The Void Spirit could use his Resonant Pulse, and the Death Prophet could use the Crypt Swarm. We do now see the Clockwork going mid, probably just to try and harass the Death Prophet out of lane a bit, whilst running into bot lane. Bloodseeker is alone in the bot lane, so he is not really getting a lot of farm. The Warlock is doing his job in just harassing the Bloodseeker out of lane. Clockwork now being pinged out by the Void Spirit, or was it the Axe? Yeah, it was by the Void Spirit, showing they've got vision on him. He's rotating us along the side, placing the Observer Ward to get vision on the Courier. Pings going out on the Grimstroke in the top lane. Axe will have his work cut out for him against this lane, because they've got the Grimstroke here. So Grimstroke has the Inkswell's level 1. That is a, on level 1, what's that? That's a 1-second stun. Not only the DPS that comes off it, but it will help to secure that first, that kill, as we saw now. Juggernaut also, pos 1, getting that favorable kill. Good pull there from the side of Alpha Wolf, really doing his job well as a pos 4, trying to secure that. Axe taking some harassment from the creeps, but that's a thing on the Snapfire again, but just a little bit of a harass. Just staying on top of each other. Now let's have a quick look at the last hits and denies. We've got Death Prophet on 11 with 3 denies, Juggernaut in a close second with 9 last hits and 3 denies. this is going to be an action-packed game because these two teams have very aggressive heroes.
You deserve nothing.
Look at the hero level. We've got the Death Prophet, Void Spirit, and Bloodseeker all on the same level. So the Clockwork just doing his job, harassing that Weaver with the battery assault. But Weaver does have 2 levels on him, so that Geminate attack will do a lot to the Clockwork. And I must say this Void Spirit is holding his own quite well against the Death Prophet, even though the Death Prophet has so much harass. There is a little bit of action. Not being able to secure any kills as of yet, as the level 2 Spirit Siphon just doesn't do enough damage yet. Oh, that salve being cancelled by the Resonant Pulse off the Void Spirit. As you know, the Void Spirit's Resonant Pulse does give him like, it's basically an absorb shield. He does have the bottle up now, so he will be trying to secure those power ruins. But yeah, as I said, basically it's a right-click defense, whereas the Ember Spirit has the Flame Guard, which gives magical defense. Not necessarily on the right click. Snapfire coming in with a cookie, just slowing down. Now the Grimstroke popping the Ink Swell, putting some harass with a Stroke of Fate onto the axe. Oh, this might be a dead Grimstroke. Will the Battle Hunger? No, the Battle Hunger will not be enough to kill him. Void Spirit rotating now to take the Power Ruin. He does have double damage in his bottle now, so that might be enough to get that early kill off on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet is leading with the last hits with 8 at the moment, and wow, 5 more denies in the Void Spirit, so Death Prophet's doing quite well. And he's looking quite well. 2. Clockwork still on level 1, just roaming in their bottom jungle, placing up wards as much as he can. He will be he'll be rushing that Urn of Shadows as a first item, which I wouldn't say is a bad idea, as that will obviously help with the Weaver. I mean, if the Weaver has his ulti the time lapse down, it will be a lot of harass and a lot of damage going on him. Ooh, Axe might have just overstepped a little bit here. We do have a level 2 spin on the Juggernaut. He has not yet committed it, and he will commit it now. Oh, the Ink Swell on the Juggernaut. They might just secure the kill. Yes, they do secure the kill on the Axe in the top lane. Now this might be a dead Snapfire as well. No, the Snapfire will get out. He will just run under tower to get back. Well played on the side of the Grimstroke, just using that Ink Swell, playing his role efficiently. See, that's just what I said. This is 2 very aggressive teams, and as soon as they get those power spikes, I mean, Warlock level 6 with the golems, those will be, he'll be pushing those towers.
Has fallen.
And that's a dead courier. Unfortunately, Warlock's courier going down. He did, I think he did get his wards. Yeah, he got what he needed from the courier, but it goes down, and that is not good for him. Death Prophet also has the bottle with the 2 talisman. That damage of the Crypt Storm, not by much, but it will be enough to help secure. Bounty Ruin still in the top jungle for Radiant side. Snapfire playing quite aggressively here with the other support, but I do not think either one of the 2 have kill potential at the moment, as Grimstroke has enough of the Ink Swell, but Axe coming in from the side. This might be a dead Grimstroke, ladies and gents. The call on him, Snapfire looking a little uncertain on what to do, going after the courier instead. Unfortunately, that courier is out of his range, and he does catch up to him. That is 2 observers down, and Axe secures the kill on the Grimstroke. Running into Rosh, trying to deny himself, but unfortunately Rosh just wasn't as awake yet. I hear the Death Prophet Spirit Siphon going on mid. Death Prophet playing quite aggressively on this Void Spirit. Void Spirit being pushed back behind the tier 3 tower. Sorry, tier 1 tower, not tier 3. I'm not used to talking this much. And Axe going down in the top lane again. Juggernaut dedicating his Omni Slash to get the kill, but it is worth it. He is rushing the battlefield. He's got the phase boots, he's got a Wraith Band, and the Quelling Blade. Quelling Blade, guys, is a lot of people don't like it, but I myself do approve of that ability.
Let's watch and see what happens.
Oh, Clock using his battery assault and the power clock. This might just be a dead Death Prophet with a 3-man or 2-man rotation, and that is a dead DP. Wow, and that's a dead Weaver in the bottom lane as well. I must say, well played on the side of the Bloodseeker. I see he did use his Rupture to secure the kill. Rupture with silence on a Weaver. Unfortunately, Weaver does not have Lincoln Sphere. It's way too early for that. He he does have a magic stick and a javelin, so he is rushing that maelstrom. That's probably just enough to get him that farm, and he will need it. He is third on the log now for last hits, but amping farm on the Weaver because he is their carry. I mean, without him, they just can't go into the late game. Bloodseeker is such a broken hero at the moment. With all the changes they brought on him, I mean, his right click's just healing himself, and not only that, with the Aghanim Shard upgrade, I don't know for those that don't know it, but the Aghanim Shard upgrade now causes Blood Rage attacks to deal 2% of the target's max health as pure damage, and it heals Bloodseeker for the same. So, even though it only works on Blood, that'll be more than enough to sustain and 1v1 many other heroes. Top lane, Warlock rotating in, Snapfire sticking mid. The scan coming out on the Clockwork. They know the Clockwork is there. Clockwork is healed up fully, so I think they might try and make a play here. And the cookie of the Snapfire just missing the clock, unfortunately. Bottom lane, Weaver going aggressively, just pushing out the lane. Rupture is up on the Bloodseeker, but I'm unsure if you'll commit it now. They do have, no, they don't. They don't have any vision in the bot lane, so they can't really. No, they can't. You can't really go on him. If he just uses his Shikuchi to get out of there, he'll be fine. Observer Ward going down in the top lane. Grimstrike doing his job, just dewarding where he can. He is lacking in levels a little bit, but hey, that's hashtag support life, eh? Now the Weaver picking up the Possessed Moss. This is probably one of my favorite tier 1 items. Tier 1 neutrals that drop. Not necessarily only for the life steal, as that's not. That's a kill on the Grimstrike in the top lane. Snapfire getting that cookie with a Scatterblast, just destroying the poor Grimstrike. And that is a courier down. Bloodseeker's courier does go down to the Weaver.
No.
And he does not commit on the Weaver. Oh, okay, so not only, it looks like the urn is en route for the Clockwork. Warlock sticking top, probably just trying to leech some XP, although they are lacking quite a bit. Juggernaut standing there waiting for the power rune. Oh, I see the Clockwork taking the bounty rune in the Death Prophet's face. And yeah, this will be in your face TP from the Clockwork. Well played from him. He secured the bounty rune and got out. Unfortunately, the Snapfire was a bit too far away, so he couldn't get that cookie off. But yeah, guys, this is a very tied up game. So Dopamine Gaming do have a 2 hero kill lead and a 2k gold lead, but something like that could be caught up instantaneously with initiating on the wrong team fight. As everybody knows, is a very strong hero for pushing out lanes, pushing out towers. Has not yet started rotating into the other lanes, but probably doesn't feel it's necessary yet. I mean, level 3 on the Spirit Siphon really does a lot to heal her back up, and I know that is one of her, how should I say this, probably one of not only the strongest abilities, but for sustaining. Clockwork is mid now, does have the urn up, and I think they might be going on the DP, but DP is way too fast now at the moment. She's got the phase boot, so Warlock TP in, Snapfire TP in as well. DP committing the ulti. Is that wise? They might secure the kill on the Clockwork here. Clockwork has a TP cooldown, another 4 seconds, and that is a kill. I almost thought the neutral creep pop in there. His kill steal. That's only my luck. Space being created for the Weaver to farm back up, but also Bloodseeker's in a free lane now. He's almost got enough for the Mithril Hammer. That will complete his Maelstrom. Does have enough now. Void Spirit being out-leveled by his off-laner, and even though that doesn't sound like a good thing, it really is, as Bloodseeker would be probably the strongest initiator they've got. Bloodseeker's quite tanky. I know a lot of people go for the blade. I see. He does have the blade mail queued up. Haste rune, haste power rune in the river. It looks like Void Spirit will be taking it. He is rushing the Yules, which is a core item on this hero. The Death Prophet doing the right thing, going into the jungle right to the top of them just to secure the farm while the lane is pushed out. does return back now, but I see there is drawing on the minimap. The Grimstroke and the Clockwork has been smoked up. They will try to rotate around, trying to get probably the kill on the support, but Warlock does have the ulti now. So that will be a golem dropping on the head. Void Spirit jumping in with Astral Step, going on the DP. DP has been taunted. Now the Warlock ulti being dropped down. The Clockwork going in with the Power Cogs and the Battery Assault, and Clockwork will fall. Void Spirit standing, taking a lot of damage from the tower. And unfortunately, wow, a falling man rotation to mid lane to secure all the kills. Melsham has been picked up on a Weaver. He is going off the Grim, and Grimstroke will fall as well. Bloodseeker is mid now, a level above the Death Prophet, but now has been silenced up. There is a lot of people mid. Snapfire standing in the back,
Dire's middle tower
just trying to get the kills off. Death Prophet going on, and that will be a dead Bloodseeker, but now she has been ruptured. Not enough mana to Spirit Siphon, and I think this might be a dead Clock. Now Clock will get out, and so will the Weaver. Grimstroke just using that stroke of fate, trying to get the kill on the Weaver, but being so. All the while the tower has now fallen to the Warlock's Golem, but space being created for the Juggernaut. Juggernaut Juggernaut's got enough. He's got his Battle Fury, and the Weaver securing another kill on the Clockwork. The Weaver is really getting farmed up now, and as predicted, he is going for that Lincoln Sphere. Lincoln Sphere is also one of Weaver's core items, and really required for him to make an impact in the mid to late game.
You might want to
Must say, well played on his side. Juggernaut now picking up the Battle Fury. Ooh, pause coming in from the Void Spirit. That ping probably just messing him up. And as I predicted, guys, that 2k and 2 kill lead on the side of Dopamine, just like that, swapped around in the favor of Nazguls. One bad team fight could ruin you. And in the early game, it's very important, but it isn't a game ruiner. So Dopamine can definitely come back from this. They can definitely secure the next tower. They've got the ability to do that. They don't have the same amount of power push, sorry, tower push as Nazguls do, but they do have very strong right clickers. I mean, this Juggernaut Battle Fury up 13 minutes, 13 and a half minutes, 14 minutes. That's really good for him. So he's definitely going for the Manta style next. Manta style for the Phantom's Embrace, for the silence with the DP. Unfortunately, it won't help Jack for the Axis core, because he will be taunted for that X amount of seconds. Warlock Golem, he'll still be stunned. Unfortunately, it'll help him for some silences and perhaps some lockdown, but not for all of it. Although the Battle Fury does give him that extra amount of damage that will help sustaining team fights. And obviously, as most Juggernaut players know, you run out of mana quite quickly with a Jug. Especially once you got the Ags upgrade and you've got that Swift Slash. It's so difficult to have enough mana to do everything you need to do. While we wait, let's just for those that don't know me, I'll just introduce myself because I didn't do that. So I'm Tappet. I am the mid player for Forsaken Blue, but I'm also a caster. I've casted quite a couple of games, and I'm the analyst. So Crispy Nanas, unfortunately my co-caster that can't be here due to, thank you, ESCOM load shedding. He is my shoutcaster, so if I don't sound too amped in the team fights, please excuse me. But as the analyst, I can just look at the items quickly and just give you guys a little bit of a rundown as to why and what the heroes are going, what they do. So let's have a quick peek at the Void Spirit in the mid lane for Dopamine Gaming. Now, for those that don't know, Void Spirit is not only an initiating hero, but also an escape hero, sorry. His core items after the phase boots. I do see he opted for the Wand, which is perfectly laned versus a Death Prophet that will be spamming Crypt Swarm to secure last hits. So getting the charges on the Wand not only would be able to save him, but could be used to bait the enemy hero in. So one of his core items is the Yule's Scepter of Divinity. So what they usually do is cast the Yule's Scepter, and on the drop, the Aether Remnant is faced in the way the enemy hero is dropped, so automatically gets pulled in. That's basically securing that Aether Remnant, hitting on the target, and then hopefully securing the kill. As by that time, either one or two of his other heroes will be with him to do the DPS needed. Not only does he use the disruptor for that, but if Void Spirit gets silenced early game without a BKB, a silenced Void Spirit isn't really worth much in a team fight. So he could also use the Yule Spirit on himself to get the silence or the lockdown off on him and Astral step out. So I might sound a little bit pedantic, but for those that are watching that don't know this, I'm just trying to give the tips. So if we look at the Bloodseeker's got the phase boots. As first increases his move and attack speed. I think it still increases his attack speed. Hasn't, just the move speed. It used to do the attack speed as well. But with the move speed, I mean, if he rushes after a hero that's like 10% left on health, he can't be blocked by creeps. He can't be blocked by his enemy, by his own allies. So the phase boots he would use then to go straight on them and pass those creeps and pass those allied heroes and not be blocked in, because anybody that's played a Bloodseeker and has lived through that know how frustrating it could be to not secure the kill because everybody's blocking you. It's like everybody running in front of a pudge that's trying to hook. So the Maelstrom pickup obviously to amp his farm capabilities, because Bloodseeker can use the blood right, but it just doesn't do enough damage to clear out a neutral camp. That's more used for team fights to silence your enemy heroes. So the Maelstrom is there to amp the farm, give that extra damage, and obviously the blade is very strong. Enemy heroes would go on him and they'll just keep dropping in health whilst he will just be stealing it back using Blood Rage, because it does amp spell. Amp spell. So if we look at the Grimstroke got solid, how should I say, support. So he's obviously got his wand, he's obviously got the wards, got the clarity for the mana, and the tranquil to sustain. Now going with the Aether Lens. Aether Lens is quite interesting, as most supports, especially POS 5s as he was with the Juggernaut, would opt rather for either the Force Staff or the Glimmer Cape. Now the reason I could think him going for the Aether Lens would be to get the range on the Stroke of Fate, get extra range for the silence, the extra range on the Ink Spell, and the extra range on his ulti. So, which is fine, it keeps him away from danger. But as a 5, that's definitely a plausible item. But support items might have been just a little bit more important in especially this environment where you've got a lot of silences, a lot of initiations on you. So a Glimmer Cape on the Grimstroke would have been awesome to save his POS 1 and POS 2 and POS 3 and himself. But these guys obviously definitely know what they're doing. Aether Lens, still love the item. That's awesome. And then I think for the last year on their side, we've got the Juggy. We have talked about the phase boots, obviously passing through your own creeps and your own heroes. Then the Battle Fury for extra damage. Sorry about that. So yeah, Battle Fury, the extra damage, extra HP regen, extra mana regen, and flash farming. His ability to farm just amps insanely. Now let's look at Nazgul as his Void Spirit is back. Okay, bought data. Oh, first world problems, guys. So Warlock, okay, he's got his boots, he's got a 1, he's got an Observer. I think he is lacking in farm, but yeah, this is what I meant. He's got the energy booster, so he will be getting mana boots to sustain his team with mana. He will be going full staff that will be able to assist his team in fights. He has queued up 2 tomes, but he was the POS 5, so he does need that extra XP. Even though he is higher level than the Grimstroke, staying higher level than the Grimstroke is what's important now. Looking at the Death Prophet, same story. Yule Scepter of Divinity. Not only does it give, you know, the debuff of silences or stuns or whatever the case. No, not stuns. Sorry, of silences. But
Radiant's
the extra
middle
move
tower
speed
is under attack.
and the initiation. So you can use an enemy hero on drop silence. The hero is silenced. There's Jack he can do unless his
Dire's
supports
top
have the right
tower
items
is
to
under
assist,
siege.
or he has got his own
Dire
Yules or
has
BKB.
fortified its structures.
So there are, and it's one of his DP's core items as well.
Dire's top tower
I mean,
is being
Spirit
attacked.
Siphon, you use yourself, you heal up.
Radiant's middle tower
Sorry,
is
there
being
is a
attacked.
smoke play on the bottom. Not a smoke play, sorry, but they do see the Warlock.
Dire's top tower
They
is
do
under
see the Warlock, yeah,
attack.
they will be going on
The
him.
Radiant's bottom
Clockwork
tower
is
is
there, but
under siege.
Salt will stop the TP. This might just be a
Dire's top
dead
tower
Warlock,
has
yes.
fallen.
Warlock will fall.
My fiends will
Warlock
bring
does
thee
go
back.
down. Alrighty, now let's just have a peek at the other heroes. Okay, so there was a minor initiation, but they decided to get back on both sides, which is perfect. Snapfire, pause 4, going with the axe into the off lane. This hero is getting the buckler, going for Vlad's, which is nice lifesteal for the team, and obviously the mana boots, which would, with the buckler, I think this might be a GG boot Snapfire after a while. Obviously buckler is needed for Vlad's, but still, it's a solid item on the Snapfire, because this is a definite support Snapfire. This is not ranging into a late game carry yet. Not with the item build I'm seeing, and that's perfect. Snapfire is being played the way it should be played. Okay, there is action on the bottom lane. I hear Rupture going off. Rupture is off on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet using the Exorcism ulti. Bloodseeker coming in with a silence as well. Now, Death Prophet is not able to go further with a Rupture on it. Rupture is off, and the side of Dopamine decides to back off very wisely. Mid lane, there is action on the Juggernaut. Juggernaut has not yet dedicated the Omni Slash because he knows this Weaver can just Shukuchi out of there. Weaver is still going on him. Oh, he's not using that ult of his. Ooh, Weaver being caught out. Unfortunately, there's no silence, but the time lapse is popped on the Weaver, and Weaver will get back. Astral Step onto the Weaver, but this Weaver is way too evasive at the moment. They do not have enough lockdown for him. And as soon as the Lincolns is up on the Weaver as well, it's going to be a hard hero to kill. So the Grimstroke ulti being popped on the Axe and the Death Prophet. Further initiation, the Clockwork is running forward, but he is alone, so backing off might be the wisest option here. Okay, so now looking at the Axe. So obviously Axe has a Blink Dagger core item on this hero. I see Axe has also picked up the Windlace. Now Windlace is awesome. I love a Windlace. It's a cheap early game item. It gives you, it doesn't sound like much. It doesn't sound like much. 20 move speed doesn't sound like much, but on an Axe who's slow AF, it really helps. So obviously Blink, core item, great for initiation. I do see the Blade Mail being picked up, which is also core. You can't play an Axe without a Blade Mail. You can try. I have seen it done before, but the standard build, Blink, Blade Mail. I see Phase Boots queued up, and I see BKB queued up. BKB is actually perfect against this team, so no silence, no Clockwork Battery Assault, no Grimstroke silence. This is, wow, this is a good build. I mean, this is thinking ahead, guys. Oh, opposite would be thinking backwards, and that's just remembering. So, yeah, I do think that's awesome. This actually is really using his head. Situational items. So okay, Yule Scepter is up on the Death Prophet. There is a 3-man rotation, and the Yule Scepter being popped on the DP now. DP Spirit Siphons the Clockwork, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? Clockwork uses the ulti on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet will probably go down. Not yet. Spirit Siphon is just draining. What a turnaround! Spirit Siphon on the Void Spirit and the Clockwork surviving, and now another kill on the Grimstroke. Well played, and a awesome rotation from his team. That is good communication. Death Prophet ulti is committed, and the Warlock ulti. So what are they doing now? They've got to push. Let's push the tower. Weaver in the off lane did secure the kill on the Bloodseeker, which is a good kill for him. That's it. Wow, that's 500 gold straight into his pocket. So much glitter. And he's got the Lincoln Sphere. Lincoln Sphere, 18 minutes. Weaver with a Maelstrom. Hey, that's some good farm, my guy. Well played. Well played. This Clockwork also doing very well. He did land the hookshot. Unfortunately, that DP just, wow, healed so bloody much off the Spirit Siphon. That's insane. But that's the type of hero the Death Prophet is. She bakes you in and then just turns it around. Okay, there is a 3-man smoke up into the bottom lane. Death Prophet might be caught out here if she's not careful. Oh. Now being silenced up, the Yule Scepter is up on the DP, but DP will not be committing it as she will fall. DP will go down there. That is 400 gold straight into the Juggernaut. Now they're going onto the Warlock as well. The Yule Scepter pop and the Astral. Now that is a dead Warlock, and Bloodseeker securing that kill. They will be chasing down the tier 1 tower, and wow, what a fortify. Juggernaut will probably be securing this kill. Bloodseeker staying, just pushing out creep wave. But while they're taking a tier 1 Weaver is pushing out the tier 2. So I wouldn't say it's a favorable trade, but Dopamine is still in the lead with a gold.
No, they
still
are.
in the lead with a farm. Okay, so let me try this again. I think I still had to do the Weaver. yeah, Weaver's got the Maelstrom, he's got the Lincolns, and as you can see, he's got no boots. Deeps. Brown boots, not that important on Weaver. This Weaver's playing it quite well. Yeah, he's moving slow, but that doesn't matter. This Shikuchi increases his movement speed by 290. Look at that. He's overclocked the move speed, which is usually locked at 550, but he can clock over that. So, I mean, he's got the mana break, so it's basically a free defusal. Doesn't have that slow active ability, but it breaks mana, which is perfect because he's playing against a team that's dependent on mana. Void Spirit without mana is dead. Juggernaut without mana can't do jack. Bloodseeker, well, Bloodseeker can still right-click you. Jack can also right-click you, but it doesn't have that same sustain that the Blood does. So, item builds, these guys are playing situational. I feel both teams are doing exceptionally well. There's a 4-man smoke now on Dopamine Gaming side, and we might just see another kill secured. He's almost up on the Grimstroke as well. He's got that book of XP. They do spot out the Death Prophet. Hookshot landing on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet uses the Yule Scepter just to get out there. But, that Aether Remnant does catch the Death Prophet. Now, Juggernaut committing ulti onto the Warlock, but the Warlock Golem has dropped. Now that is a dead Death Prophet and Golem. That is a good play from Dopamine Gaming. They are keeping the aggression on these guys. They don't want them to farm up any further.
And it's off.
Rocket Flare being popped onto the Weaver. Weaver's just pushing out. Intercepting the creeper, that is good. They can't take this tier 2 if they don't have creeps. I think the best might be I'll try and get the kill. Oh, Axe overstepping a bit. He does have his blade now, so do you think? No, unfortunately Axe will fall. He did overstep with the whole team there, and his team was not be able to support him. His Death Prophet's down, so that is a big part of their team fight gone. So as I said at the start of the game, the big team fight ult is awesome, but that's all about how you play your heroes. And not only that, the Dopamine Gaming, the type of picks they have are burst DPS, Juggernaut, Omni Slash. I mean, really guys, you know how that hurts. We've got the Astral Step, we've got the Aether Remnant, we've got Dissimulate, we've got Resonant Pulse on the Void Spirit. Then the clock, obviously, to lock you down. I know at level 1 it doesn't really do much. It's got a 1.5 second stun. But the amount of initiate that you get with that. I mean, Inkswell on a hook shot, you're stunned for days. If you could get stunned with another Aether Remnant and, you know, the Bloodseeker Silence, there's a lot on their side to keep them locked down. A lot of drawing on the map going on here. Weaver is pushing out the safe lane. And yeah, he does have Lincoln Sphere, but Lincoln Sphere doesn't really dispel the Juggernaut Swift Slash or Omni Slash by mistake. Because Omni Slash is physical damage. So the Lincolns will pop, but the second hit of the Omni Slash will hit. Okay, so there is action on the Axe on the top lane, but he does opt to get out there. Phantom's Embrace being casted on the Axe, but Axe just getting out with more than enough health. Okay, so the Grimstroke TP's out. TP's back to base. Huh. Okay, Bloodseeker sticking there. He's going with a BKB next, which is awesome. Guys, I love to see players like this.
Under siege.
Okay, yeah. Void Spirit going for Ags, that's perfect. We've got that silence. Bloodseeker stacking camps because, hey, why not, my guy? Okay, so back on the BKB topic. Guys, for those that don't know, BKB over Desolator, BKB over Daedalus, BKB over everything else. You need sustain, a silence or a stunned for, well, silence. I would say stunned unless it's an abyssal, but you're dead without your BKB. BKB is so important for sustaining team fights. There are so many of the Nazguls abilities that would be cancelled purely by the BKB. Got the Snapfire ult, that won't do jack to them if they've got BKBs. We've got the Death Prophet ult, which won't do jack. The silence won't help. Nothing will help. Axe getting a call, unfortunately only getting it on one. Call coming through. Clockwork is here, Warlock ulti being dropped now. Juggernaut ulti being connected on the Snapfire. Snapfire in the backline going down. Juggernaut did secure that kill. Weaver also secured the kill. Oh, Juggernaut getting a double kill. Axe with a blink call. He's got a blink call on 3. He will fall, but that was a brilliant blink call from the Axe. Well played. This clockwork might also just go down. Yeah, the Death Prophet ulti will bring him down with a Spirit Siphon. Weaver being extremely aggressive. But this Bloodseeker is quick fast. He's fast as fuck, boy. Oh, the juke in between the trees for the DP. Well played of the Bloodseeker there. Unfortunately, the Axe did fall in that team fight, but I must say that was a perfect turnaround. It didn't look like it was going in the favor for Dopamine game, for Nazguls in that team fight, and then all of a sudden, just one play changes the entire team fight. So, yeah, guys, that is... The moral is, if you feel like you're losing... And I think this is something that many players, especially pub players that don't play in the team comps, really get yet, is that when you know you're gonna die. Listen, you've got 5 HP, there's 4 guys on you. You know you're gonna die. Why turn around and try to run away? Rather try and take someone down with you. And that's what the Axe did. He stepped away, got that blink of cooldown. I think he got the blink of cooldown. I'm unsure if he blinked in or just ran in like a maniac. But he went in, popped his blade mail, and he called them down. And that just turned the entire fight for them. Oh, sorry. Seeing the Snapfire fall in the bottom lane, the hook shot off the clockwork, locking that poor Snapfire down. Not being able to cookie out of there with a battery assault going ham on him. And obviously we've got the Remnant. We've got the Silence, we've got the Juggy ulti almost up. They do spot him in the rock, but and that is a dead Axe. Weaver did shift up the Aegis, luckily enough, but now the Remnant has popped and he might just fall. Yeah, in the backline, the Death Prophet is been going on, he's been stunned up, the Remnant is there, and the Void Spirit will secure the kill. Now this might be a dead walk as well. Yes, the Bloodseeker runs in, secures the kill. Now the Weaver needs to get out of here. Oh, the Yule Scepter is up, Astral, oh, the Remnant is silenced, he's taunted, and the Bloodseeker secures the kill. So many silences and lockdowns. Dopamine Gaming really coming back into this, playing extremely well. Both teams as expected from this game. The Basher is up on the Juggernaut, and I really love to see this. I've seen a lot of players going for... Okay, sorry. Snapfire ulti coming in from the side. Void Spirit using it. Oh, he did catch. And the ulti being dedicated. And the Juggernaut securing the kill on the snap. That is an ulti down for one support hero, but just get him down. He's dead. So guys, as I said, they are playing aggressively and they've got the heroes to play aggressively. Warlock ulti dropping down. Wow, with the upheaval and obviously the fatal bomb, that'll do a lot to the guys in the background. But unfortunately not enough. The healing ward, just keeping the jug there, is just pushing it. Oh, the blink call from the Axe being used up. Death Prophet popping the ulti, running ham after them. Now the blade nail being popped on the Bloodseeker, BKB popping as well. They are heading back. The TPs are coming through. Grimstroke and Bloodseeker just running away. And the Juggernaut TP'd back to base. That is perfect. But as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by good Dota. I've seen, especially in the pubs and some of the comp games, that the Juggernauts nowadays opt for the TP boots and Hand of Midas. That's probably to push out the lanes, and as you know, the TP boots reduce the time the TPs refresh, and the Hand of Midas gives a little bit of attack speed and obviously that XP and gold gain. Oh my goodness. What an item for the Jug to not be able to pick up. Okay, he's picking it up now. Okay, so probably we'll be sending that Orb of Corrosion back to base and using the Paladin Sword. Must say, or maybe just taking the Paladin Sword to the Void Spirit. Well played of the Juggy, not playing very selfishly. Oh, now they are rotated out. See, that's comms, guys. But yeah, as I was saying, I love seeing this Juggy going for the Manta and Abyssal, which is an old play, but it works. That's the original Juggernaut. You've got that bash. You've got that Manta for the dispel. You've got the phase boots. Love seeing that on the guys. Eye of Skadi now up on the Weaver. Now, guys, Eye of Skadi is probably one of my favorite late game items. I see it's only mid game, but late game item. Not only does it give Weaver the stats, HP, and mana he's
Radiant's bottom
lacking,
tower is under
but that's
siege.
slow, that pierces BKB, it pierces spell immunity, and
Dyer's middle tower is
the
under
ability
attack.
to
Radiant's
reduce
bottom tower
healing.
has fallen.
So obviously, you know, Juggernaut's healing ward heals him quite a bit. With the Eye of Scotty effects on him, that debuff on the Jug, he won't heal nearly as much. It's especially effective against heroes that depend on that HP regen in fights. So you've got the DKs, you've got the Underlords, you've got those heroes depending on it. And the Scotty just, yeah, they totally wrecked your game. It's not as fun anymore. Something I need to mention as well. Oh, I see the die coming in, the hookshot landing on the Death Prophet being melted. Unfortunately being caught out there. Wow, what a play.
Dyer's courier
Guys, that
has
is,
been
wow.
callously murdered.
How did they spot him out? I mean, these are Radiant wards.
Dyer's middle tower is being attacked.
Jeez. Wow, okay. Anyway, a little bit of a late blade mail here on the Clockwork, but hey, he didn't need it up until now. And I still think he doesn't really. Maybe get something like a pipe, because that's a lot of magic damage from the Nazgul side. But these guys, like I said, know what they're doing, so I'm just
Radiant's
a
middle
caster.
tower is under attack.
Forstaff is up on the Warlock to assist these cores, just to get out of the line of fire. Obviously, just to get them out of the Clockwork's cogs,
Radiant's middle tower
or
is
battery
being
assault
attacked.
harass, or even to Forstaff and closer to them while the Jug ult's going down. I mean, sharing the damage. Yeah, I've got the
Radiant's
Battle
middle
Fury so
tower
the
has
cleave will
been
go through,
destroyed.
but I mean, any bit helps. Just try and keep your cores alive. Here's a stacked Ancient Camp that this Juggernaut's just going to take for shits and giggles. He does have the shard upgrade. And just getting back to it as it's just playing Farmville for a bit. The Ags upgrade on the Death Prophet. Now, I am hovering over it on my screen. But for those that don't know, whenever an enemy is affected by Death Prophet's spells, or when she attacks an enemy, a ghost will fly out. So one of the Exorcism ghosts
Dire
will fly out,
structures have been
slow
fortified.
and hit the enemy for bonus its usual damage. And then return back to her with life. So it's basically a free life-stealing ghost running around with you every time you attack a hero. Which is awesome. I love the Ags upgrade. It is a bit expensive, and there are a couple of different items, as Death Prophet isn't really a tanky hero. Unless she's got that Octarine, you know, with that permanent lifesteal or the Exorcism and the cooldown reductions, or a Shiva's Guard for extra armor. This isn't a very tanky hero. So opting for the Ags is a brave move, but it could definitely pay off for them. Oh, hook shot off the Clockwork not missing one hook shot. Now the Jug is here as well, and the kill is secured on the Death Prophet. Ooh, Weaver secures the kill on the backside on the Grimstroke. Hey, my guy, you're just pushing out, aren't you? Just cutting in those creep waves. Wow, sorry guys, I got a huge lag spike there. Volvo, please fix your servers. Come on, my guy. Oh, joy. Okay, so as predicted, the Vladimir's offering is up on the Snapfire. Not really seeing what she's going for next. I haven't queued up anything. Might be wise to get that Glimmer. They're all warded everywhere, but hey, my guy, take that chance, eh? You need to get a support item up. You've got the cookie to save and the lifesteal in the team fights, but hey, support life. So Axe has about another 2.5k to go. No, another K, and then he should then he'll have his BKB. Ags up on the Void Spirit, so you know the Astral Step not only he initiates with, gets a Yule's off, uses the Remnant, then he uses his Resonant Pulse, which now with the Ags gets 2 charges instead of just the 1, and it silences for 2 seconds. So for any heroes that are spell dependent, i.e. my favorite Invoker, i.e. Death Prophet. Okay, Death Prophet's got Yule's to dispel, but upon drop he can just silence again. That's irritating, and they are going on to the Snapfire. Snapfire being pulled in by that Aether Remnant, and Rupture going ham. Oh, hookshot missing. Oh, Rupture being casted on the Axe. Axe is just keeping on with running. My guy, you're hurting. Stand still. Oh no. Well, then Shadow Word healing him up quite nicely.
Boom! There it goes.
Okay, so has about very, very close to that butterfly. That's going to give him evasion. I don't see Monkey King bars being built. Okay, so Weaver is going for the MKB now. I think he had a feeling the Jug was going for some evasion, which is perfect. Just the best item to go for. So now, Void Spirit. He's got his Aghanim Scepter. Now, the best option would have been to go for the BKB. You guys know, for just evading. But he's got Eagles, so he can debuff the silence. And they are leading a gold lead, and I think they know this. They are having the biggest gold lead. So he's just going for a little bit more greedy item, but the knockdown of the sheep stick is immense. They are trying to secure the kill on the Juggernaut, but Juggernaut is using his spin to try and get out there. Oh, he's turning around, using his ulti on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet using the Yule Scepter, but unfortunately, ooh, buyback of the Death Prophet. Oh, Axe Blinken calls, getting the Grimstroke down. They're going with the Clockwork now, but Bloodseeker popping his BKB. He is getting, looks like he's getting back. This Clockwork is in a bunch of trouble versus Weaver. Weaver is now going straight to the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker can't regen Jack anymore. With that Eye of Scuddy, he is using, oh, the Spider Legs was a bit too slow. He was a tad too slow. Void Spirit in a bunch of trouble. Astral stepping out there. He will just get out. Juggernaut isn't with the team. He's pushing out the tower, guys. Hashtag space created. So, well played on the Nazgul side, smoking up and getting 3 big kills. Unfortunately, it did cost the DP buyback, but they do have the exorcism up, so they might just try and intercept some creeps and push out that mid lane. They need to get the tier 2 down. Juggernaut is tipping now to the tier 2, so that he doesn't want that tower to fall. And he's going directly after that golem. He wants that extra gold, my guy. Will they take him down quick enough? Yes, they will. There's a very big creep wave pushing up top. Tower might fall, but now the Warlock TPs in just to get their creeps back. Eish, but those siege creeps are really doing a job on this tower. This might be a tier. Oh, and the tower goes down.
Has fallen.
And he's gone. Minotaur Horn being picked up by the Weaver. Oh, that's perfect. That is a free BKB. Who wants the free BKB? The Axe wants the free BKB. 2 seconds, I think. Oof. I'll try and being taken now. Let's just see if I was right with this. Yeah, it's a 2 second BKB. There you go, my guy. Now you've got 12 seconds of BKB. Woohoo! Although the Abyssal Blade of the Juggernaut does PS BKB, it does PS spell immunity. Weaver was standing there.
Dyer's courier
there
has
goes a courier.
fallen.
And he's gone. They are pinging them out, guys. They know they're there. Yule Scepter being used onto the Jug, but the Jug, Manta is down, fair enough. It's up now, and yes, they are trying to initiate onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit is a bit too evasive. Weaver is in the back line. He's just harassing this Grimstroke, and the Juggernaut secures the kill on the Snapfire again. Ulti being popped with the Juggernaut going, oh, bouncing between the Warlock and the Death Prophet and the Axe. And this might just be a, yep, that is a dead Death Prophet, and that is a dead Axe. Weaver still in the back line, trying to get the kill on a support. And this might, oh, the time lag's coming through, but will he be able to get out there? Oh, that bash though! And the Weaver is down as well. What a team fight. This Clockwork getting by on his chinny chin chin.
It's looking spicy.
Those Chatfield spams coming through. Must say,
Homing in.
oh,
Radiant's middle tower is under
guys,
siege.
don't do that. I think Cuddles is being triggered a bit.
Radiant structures
No, I'm
have
kidding.
been fortified.
That's sportsmanship, guys. Just take it on the
middle
chin.
tower is under
Well
attack.
played from both
But
teams.
just continue doing whatever it was you were doing. Radiant's middle tower has been destroyed.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, they did take this tier 3 tower, but
Players
not taking
here.
Rax. Why are they hitting back? Are they going to take Rosh? Rosh has the cheese up, so. Now they are going for the Rosh. Wonder who will be taking the Aegis this time around. Okay, so...
Immortality.
Oh, it will go on the Juggernaut. Juggernaut has enough for...
I'll
Okay,
take
so
that as
picking up the
tribute.
bounty and
Dire's
getting his
bottom tower
butterfly.
is under attack.
And he will still
It's
have enough for
probably nothing
buyback.
to worry
That
about.
is something, guys, I need to put a point on this. Sorry. You need to save for buyback. Please, I'm begging you. Always save for buyback. Say it with me. Must I clap it for you? Please save for buyback. It's very important. Not so much early game. But if you're losing and if you are trailing behind, guys, save buyback. I mean, look at it. Look at what it costs. So he's got about 2k. It costs him more than 3 grand for buyback. But he doesn't rush his butterfly, knowing that he won't have enough gold for the buyback. You need that. If they take one good team fight, team wipe you, and 5-man straight down the middle and try to end,
It's not in my
you're going to need
nature,
that buyback to get back in this and try and defend your ancient. That's kind of the point of the game. If you just use all your gold nonchalantly, I'm not saying save all your gold and never buy anything. I'm not saying that. Just try and keep enough. He's got the Aghanim sector queued up. He's got more than enough to buy it as well as the recipe, but he's saving it because he knows how important the buyback is. Sounding like a broken record here, sorry, but hey, my guy, I see this too much in pubs. Nobody's saving for buyback. Look at this, 180 needed on the snap to get buyback. Might need that cookie. Might need the little trigger. Oh, blink. Axe blink and call, getting it on the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut, oh, he commits his ulti just in the nick of time. They are going after the Juggernaut. Juggernaut will not fall. He's got the spin to get out there. But Clockwork killing the... Oh, the tap on the Weaver. Why would you tap the Weaver? No, my guy. And he doesn't have buyback. There's no way for him to try and help defend this. Okay, so that's a death prophet done with a Bloodseeker.
Radiant's middle barracks
Securing
has
the kill,
fallen.
obviously silence, rupture, and the Glepnir. Wow. Glepnir with a silence, you're not going anywhere without a 4-star. Oh, clock hook shot onto the Snapfire. Snapfire will go down. Void Spirit, very aggressive.
Radiant's top
Oh, sorry.
barracks is being
Very
attacked.
aggressively. And they're just pushing down mid. Snapfire does have enough gold. He did buy back now, but
Radiant's middle
unfortunately there's
tower has
nothing to
fallen.
help here. It's him and the 2 supports now, my guys. Oh, Glepnir, silence off the Bloodseeker. That is so
Radiant's middle
broken.
tower has fallen.
That is so broken.
Radiant's bottom tower is under siege. Dire did not lose as badly as
And
Radiant.
that is game, ladies and gents. Dopamine Gaming taking this game, this best of 1 series. Well played to Nazguls and Dopamine. I'm super excited to see what you guys do for the rest of the tournament. And thanks